Donald Trump has now turned on Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is a sickening guy, but it is a very interesting turn of events. Now, as many of you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene has started to say a lot of what is happening in Washington doesn't make sense. Why won't they show us the health care plan? Why is the government shut down? And she is increasingly skeptical of this Republican Party. She's not an ally of progressives, but she's skeptical in some areas. Reports include that she's mad because she wanted to run for Senate in Georgia, but Trump and people around him talked her out of it or said, you wouldn't have our support. Don't do that. Don't get involved in that. So CNN's Caitlin Collins asks Trump, what's your response to Marjorie Taylor Greene saying prices aren't down on groceries, prices are up on groceries? And Trump attacks Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Caitlin? At a meeting with the Syrian president earlier today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. Right. We had a horrible president. And
Trump will turn on anyone as soon as their loyalty goes from 100% to 97%. And he continued going after Marjorie Taylor Greene.
But with all of that, I passed a great, big, beautiful bill, which is the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. So when somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of an act going, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know.
Right. Marjorie Taylor Greene has made a mistake. Now, I'm not saying it's like a political mistake necessarily or that she's wrong about the things she's saying. You are supposed to just praise Trump. And there were people in the room yesterday who knew how to do it. Here is Jeanine Pirro. This is what Trump expects. This is what he wants Marjorie Taylor Greene doing.
I know. And Mr. President, there is in this room a group of people who love you, who believe in you, and who are so proud to be in this Oval Office and to be part of this amazing day because you have changed the course of America. And thank you, Sergio, for what you've done. God bless you both.
There you go. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how Trump expects to be treated. Another example, here's Marco Rubio taking his turn kissing Trump's hands.
Just to echo what Sergio said, Mr. President, you've done a lot for this country, more than any other president has in such a short period of time.
Right.
And part of that is putting together a phenomenal team. And I know Sergio was instrumental in helping you achieve that. And so we think he'll do a great job. This is a very impressive collection of people. There are almost 1.5 billion people in the Oval Office right now.
There you go. So Rubio and Jeanine Pirro, they know this is supposed to be a glaze fest of Trump. That is it. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is out. Trump then took an opportunity to attack Pete Buttigieg.
Guarantee to Americans that travel is going to go back to normal once the government all the air travel
better than normal. You know why?
When the government reopens.
Yeah, sure. It'll be much better than normal because we're buying the most sophisticated avionics and technology for our control towers, and we didn't have that. We had a guy named Buttigieg. Edge is the best way. Just say two edges, like off the edge of a cliff, which is where they were taking us, by the way. Edge was the Secretary of Transportation, and he spent billions of dollars trying to patch together our air traffic control system.
So the problem isn't the shutdown that's taking place under Trump's watch, or the fact that he's got a reality TV show participant in Sean Duffy running the Department of Transportation. The problem is Pete Buttigieg, ladies and gentlemen. A surreal moment as Donald Trump calls over Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, calls her over for a kiss.
Where's Erica?
She's right here.
Just so your name is
A beautiful kiss for Erica Kirk. And then finally, Donald Trump predicting $2 gasoline and then says, we're going to have it And we already have it. Wait, so which is
oil, the electric, but I think you're going to see $2 gasoline or something very close to that. In fact, we're already in the twos, but I think you're going to be seeing very soon $2 gasoline.
Yep. Soon we're going to have $2 gas. We already have $2 gas. Soon you're going to be seeing $2 gas. What's the takeaway here? Even though he has no idea what's going on, even though he has no ability to truly empathize with anyone who's struggling just because they're missing $177 of food stamps, no ability whatsoever. If you dare question anything he says or does, you will get treated the way he is now treating Marjorie Taylor Greene. On the other hand, if you just praise him endlessly, delusionally, like Marco Rubio and Jeanine Pirro, you get to stand in the Oval Office. That is the important takeaway and lesson here. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you actually see our uploads. You can also catch the full podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.